Hi there, wonderful awakening beings and spiritual souls. Jo Rose of JoRose.com, numerologist and energy forecaster. In this video, I'm sharing with you personal year 7 for 2020. Before I do, let's take a quick look at what 2020 has in store for us. It's a 4 energy. How do I know that? By adding together and reducing down all of the digits of the current year. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 0 equals 4. What does that mean in brief? It's about structure, stability, practicality and order. It's a year of buildings, and all best builds start from the foundations up, which is what we need to do this year. We'll also find it's a year of limitations, and hopefully by the end of it, if you've discovered your limitations, you'll turn them into your strengths. To understand more about 2020 and what's in store, do go check the link above and in the description below. Understanding the energy of the universe is like having the foundations. There's the universe energy, and along comes our personal year. 2020 personal year 7 video. The birthday example I'm using here is 21st of September. We reduce down the day, we reduce down the month and add it to the current year. 21, 2 plus 1 is 3. September's the 9th month, 9th, and we have 4 from the current year. 3 plus 9 plus 4 is 16. 1 plus 6 is 7. Now, if you didn't quite get that, or you want to confirm, or you've got a more complicated birthday, I do have a video how to calculate your personal year. Check the link above and in the description below. So, 2020, personal year 7. What's in store for you, my lovelies? This is a very spiritual year, a very more relaxed, slow year. It's not a year of effort, although there is a chance that you may feel drained and tired at points. Let me explain more. This year for you is questions, 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 questions and answers. You may have a ton of questions that you don't know the answers for, and you may have some answers that you just can't tie up with a question. Things that perhaps you've suppressed or squashed down bubble into the surface. This is also a year of logic and intuition. Now, many may not know what intuition is or even know how far intuitive they are. But over the course of this year, you'll be working on raising your awareness and your intuition and balancing the mental and the emotional. When I did 2020's video and in the personal year videos so far, I've mentioned the 4 elements. We have physical, mental, emotional and spiritual. Now, the physical element is the body and the action and the doing. And while the universe is in this energy for this year, it won't be so much for you about the physical and the doing. But do be mindful how you look after your body, how you get yourself from A to B, your sleep pattern and so on. Your drain on energy is more likely to be through mental, through the thought, or through sifting through your emotions. This is a year where you'll find yourself wanting to retreat, solitude, me time, lone time. Great. If you need it, take it. If you've got loved ones around, don't just disappear. Let them know what you're doing. And when you come back, be fully committed into what it is that you've come back to do. Explain the benefit to your loved ones and how they would benefit from having this personal space time. It is a year of seeking and searching. The 7 is always seeking and searching. It's looking for more. The questions, is it, isn't it? Was it, wasn't it? What you may have believed up to this point, you may no longer believe. It's a time of changing your perception or altering your perception, evolving your perception. It is a time of moving forward. And the question is, where is it that you're heading? You could probably find yourself asking, who am I? What's it all about? The real deep questions. The 7 energy will have you look at truth, but it's your truth, not the world's, not anybody else's, but your truth. It'll have you work on wisdom. It's not about getting older, but it's about getting wiser. You'll be looking for some form of equilibrium here. Your utopia, your perfection way of being. The 7 energy needs focus, and if it's not got focus, it's lost. This year, you may find yourself feeling lost, saying that you're lost, stuck. Whatever it is there is something lacking or missing. Hence why we're going introspective this year. What are your terms and conditions on your life, in your relationship? How far can you push your boundaries, or will you allow others in or to push you? What's your no-go zone? We're really looking how to craft your terms and conditions for your ideal life. Things will happen this year that cause you to question most things. You may question your career, your relationships, your health, your home, your environment, your country. Somehow, what you've been told no longer is enough. You need to feel your way through, explore, research. The fact that this is happening is you're looking to come back into alignment with your soul's destiny. I mentioned the physical, mental, emotional and spiritual, and in each one of these videos I've suggested a spiritual element that you'll be working on. For personal year 7s, it's trust and faith. Have trust in yourself and faith in the process. What looks like it may not be working in the long run probably is. We're always being nudged and shifted into alignment, and it's us fighting it, controlling it, that makes the delays or feel like it's bad. It's time to let go of judgment and accept things as they are, as they happen. It's a year of the self. We seem to flip up and down into service of others, self. We're back in a self, hence the need to retreat and solitude and me time. And it's okay to be focused on the self. It will help you because all the answers that you require lie within. And if you can't find them within, because no one else knows you better than you. No one has been with you 24/7 every single day, week, month and year of your life, but you. However, if you're not finding yet the answers within because you're not relaxed enough in attunement with source, then the answers are just outside, possibly on the tip of your nose. They're that close. The universe is nudging us all the time. Be observant to your surroundings. What's going on at work? What's going on in your relationships? If things keep happening a certain way, 3 times max, then something is telling you something. If you keep seeing a certain animal, certain bird, go and look up spirit animals and see what it means. If you keep seeing numbers, this is the universe nudging you in different ways. Not everything comes as a conversation. However, you could overhear conversations and someone might tell you this and another person might tell you a similar thing and a similar thing 3 times. Take note, it's a nudge. So not all the answers are, the answers are internally or just slightly outside. I want to say stop forcing and get more into the flow. It's less about the doing and coming back to being. This is the spiritual number. This is the soul's number. This is the number of rest and repair. Reconnect to source. Often we push our way through things to eliminate them, to get them completed, to get them done. It takes a lot of effort. I've said this year is less about effort in the physical and more about the mental and emotional. If it's not working, maybe it's time to let it go. If it's like you're almost there, perhaps you need to step back, reevaluate, take stock. Maybe you need some new training or new recruit or something. Outside that, if it's taken a lot of effort, let it go. The 7 energy is asking you to find your way. Now, you can't find your way until you accept that you're lost. Now, some people say, oh, we're never lost. And I agree. But what we've done is buried and suppressed the real self. So admit that you're lost and then take responsibility to work your way out of this. And know where you're going. How many times has somebody ever asked you for directions, maybe to your house, for example? Now, if you don't know where they're starting, how can you direct them? You might have to tell them from north, south, east or west. But if you know where they're located, you cut out 3/4 of that and just tell them the direct route. If you meet someone in the street and you say to them, can you tell me where the train station is? Of course they can, because they're in the same spot you are. They know where you're starting from. And while we don't know our destination all the time, when we can accept the starting point, when we can get into the now, we can start to navigate our way forward. It's about knowing what you want. Now, this is an interesting one. Many people come to me and I say, so what is it that you want? They'll give me a whole, I know, I've got a whole list. But the whole list is what they don't want. So I listen to what they don't want and then I say, what do you want? And then there's silence. Most people don't actually know what they want. They're too busy getting away from what they don't want that they haven't actually focused on what they want. But when you accept where you are, for example, I don't want to feel this way. I don't want my body to be this way. Well, okay, that's what you don't want. So what do you want? Well, I want my body to feel more energized or slimmer or whatever it is. Now we know where we're starting from. Now we can research and investigate, because this is what the 7 energy is about. And we can start taking the steps to move forward. We can never get to the destination until we know where the start is. Now, this year, it may feel like there's a lack of progress. And I want to say, no way. There is plenty of progress on. I have a video, Numerology in the Apple Tree, in the link below. And when I talk about the number 7 energy, I explain at this point that the apple is just a tiny little apple on the tree. And what happens in the 7 energy is everything happens within this little apple. And while the external stays the same, what's happening is it's expanding. And it's becoming nice and big and juicy, ready to pick the harvest. Next year's the harvest year for you. At the moment, we're expanding the apple. So there's plenty of success coming, but the success that's coming is just a small step towards. It's not the ultimate. And to be fair, the ultimate, if it came right now, what's next? So everything we do is taking us to the next level. Even if it's a big level, there'll be another level next. It's a year. It's a year of research, study, analysing. Whatever you do, it's not about rash decisions. It's not a risk-taking year. It's a time to reserve, to investigate, restudy, further study, go on trainings, go to workshops, anything that you can do to improve your well-being, your personal development, your spiritual growth. This is what you're working on this year. It's a year of reflection. You may find yourself reflecting on the past, but that's no trauma, no worries. The past brought you to this moment. Now we know it's from this moment that we can make decisions and move forward. This is great. But we'll also find ourselves reflecting on the day, the career, our relationships, our well-being, our environment. Questions, questions, questions. Better questions. The more we feel these things, the deeper the questions, the better and more accurate the answer. The reflection on relationships, on people, they are mirrors. They're reflecting to you something that perhaps you need to improve on, that you've got confirmation you have right, or you need to let go of. So take people and situations as your teachers. The 7 is really a number about teaching us much. Feeling lost or empty. This comes from the emptiness that you feel is a loss of your own potential. You know, mental health issues are on the rise, and depression is one of the words that's mentioned. Now, I want to challenge this. If you're feeling this way, is it depression or is it suppression? When we're suppressing our true self, our true being, when we're suppressing, we're not living. So I want to challenge you and say, is this grey mood, this feeling that you have right now, is it really unlived potential? I don't care whether you're 20, 40 or 90. There is way more potential in you. And the 7 year is inviting you to deal with it, to find it, to manifest and evaporate and evolve with this. You look for your own space this year and make sure it's for privacy and not secrecy. Plan and don't scheme. And for those that you care about around you, be open and honest and share what's going on. Don't take any relationships for granted, because they will come back and bite you. This year for you guys, 2020, is a year of rediscovery, reconnection to the path that your soul chose for you. You know, if you want to understand more about your numerology, do get in touch for a reading, consultation or mentorship, where we piece you back together, your heart's desire, your expression, all of your numbers, your personality, your maturity number. There's endless amount of numbers there that show you different parts, different elements of you. This would be a great year to piece you back together again and take the energy that your personal year and each month brings to help you evolve. Let's move on to looking at your year on a month-by-month basis. Now, I do a monthly forecast at the beginning of every month. Go check the playlist in the link above. Again, this is the foundation energy of the month for your monthly foundation energy coming in. Let's begin. January. January is an 8 energy. Now, while the year feels slower, at the moment, you've got energy. You're buzzing and you're raring to go. It's a year of what appears little progress, which I've mentioned. What I'm asking you to do this month with the 8, which is a work energy number, is to get everything in order. Stabilize your career, stabilize your relationships, and oh my gosh, stabilize your financial situation. Budget, live on budget. It's not a year of big expenditure or risk taking. However, if you are going to spend, invest wisely. Invest in yourself, your personal growth, your spiritual development. Invest in your business in the same way, whether it be in your team. Get to know the direction, vision boards, meditations, anything that can bring you together for a unity to move forward, to understand, and for you to understand who you are and what you want. So my recommendation is invest in yourself this year. This year is 1 year. You're a sponge, you're sharp, you're smart, and you're able to take it in. And if you take time out and meditate, whether you invest in going to a meditation course or whatever it is, the more you can do that, the more in the moment you become, the more download you get from source. And it's like there's going to be a year full of ahas. It's going to feel magical, seriously magical. Think about your relationships this month. Like I say, secure them, spend time with your partner, let them know what's going on for you this year. You know, better still, share this video with them. It'd be well worth them watching to understand. Let's move on to February, which is a 9 energy. Now you're feeling reflective. You're asking what's serving you and what's not. It's time to reevaluate, release what's weighing you down, what's draining your energy. I've already mentioned the mental and the emotional. You're going to be constantly going through this. And the sooner you find results, or as you find results and you can release, you're going to feel less drained and more energized. You might be questioning your relationships. So while you're questioning your relationships, if one of them happens to be your intimate relationship, take time out. Go to a mediator if you've got challenges, or somebody that can help you work together, or just talk and share with one another so that you can move forward and they understand where you're going. Because of all of this and these thoughts and these releasings, you might find yourself lacking patience, a bit irrational and snappy. Bear in mind, you're going to be picking up the pieces. I'm not asking you to feel guilty, but I am asking you to be compassionate to those around you while you go through this change. And it may feel quite often that you're in and out of your head and moods and so on, because you are shifting, constantly shifting and reevaluating what's going on. Let's move on to March. Now, March is a 1 energy, and you're feeling optimistic. There's a new energy and some form of excitement going on. So after the initial reflections, you've taken a new look at this, your business or your life, and you feel like you want to do more for maybe the environment or humanity, climate change, maybe more charitable. You feel like you want to give something back. Perhaps you're looking at your recycling, your carbon footprint, whatever it is, but you're not just doing it yourself personally, but you're assuming that everybody else is where you are and getting involved with it. Now, this could be good team building time at work. It could be that you decide to do something for a local cause, or you just take some of your profit and you put it out somewhere. I mean, over the last few weeks, Australia's been having massive bushfires, and there's a lot of people taking some of their funds from their business and sending it off to help Australia, the wildlife, people to rehome themselves, etc., the firefighters. So you may find that what's going on externally is affecting you internally, or you want to do something about it. This is a great month to do this. It's also a great month to push through some career challenges. Perhaps you might land yourself a good bit of business, a new client. It's a great time for retraining, new projects, and like I say, adding some kind of charitable, give back something to your business. Over all of this, you might lack sensitivity. You're full steam ahead, but you haven't checked in that everybody else is coming up with you. It will be often over this course of this year that you may be leaving some dust behind you, or things that you end up going back to have conversations about so that you can put them back where they're meant to be. Take time out for your personal relationships. We can't take those that are important for granted. So while you need your space, make sure that every month or each week, those, especially at home, have got some of your time. Let's move on to April and the 2 energy. And I want to say, with all that insensitivity over the last few months, now here's where you're probably going to be picking up the pieces. Reconnect to those relationships that mean a lot to you. Clear the air. Tell them what's going on. Tell them how you see your world now and how you want to move forward. See if they're on board. See if they're where you are at. If they're not, that is okay. You may find that those are the kind of relationships that you leave behind. It's about connecting and comprehension. I used to just say it's connection, but it's really not. It's about comprehension. We can connect but we need to understand what we're really sharing with each other. So make sure that everybody around you understands what it is that you're sharing or why you're sharing it, and why it's important to you to do whatever it is that's coming up for you to do. It feels like a yo-yo year. You're going to be in and out of emotions, in and out of your head. Just go with it. I've said to you, you need to trust the process and have faith that it'll all come right in the end. Sometimes we say we want things done, and the saying is it's in God's time, not our time. It's certainly in the universe's time. And sometimes we're forced to let go of things that were actually holding us back, but we didn't realize. And this is the kind of things that are going to be happening to you over the year. Something in you is seeking a higher understanding. Your intuition is heightened, and you may find yourself joining meditation groups, joining circle groups, going to spiritual events, maybe learning some form of healing. You're being looked or guided to look at alternatives. Sometimes it's not even alternatives, it's things that we've let go of, traditional things from the past. I mean, numerology is 11,000 years old and it's making a comeback now. So there are things out there that worked, but other things come along and they get forgotten. So you're looking to heighten your awareness, become more awakened, connect your intuition, because we're realigning, remember, mind, body and soul. A new relationship will come your way. It's more of a relationship as a teacher or a mentor. It's somebody that you might turn to guide you directly or indirectly. It could be someone that you meet or somebody you view online on YouTube videos or something, but you are finding new teachers to take you forward. There could also be a switch where somebody is looking at you as their teacher or their mentor. See how it is that you can help raise their vibration and help them move forward. What I want to say is mediation, listening, connecting, yes. Meddling, fixing, no. Unless you're asked for advice, and even if you're asked for advice, it's always better to find out what it is that they want and help them work it out themselves, because then they'll learn how to do this over and over. And this is what drains us in relationships, when we keep fixing it for somebody else and they haven't got it and we go on and fix it again. This is where it takes up too much time and energy. Let me move on to May. May is a free energy. 3 is fun, social. Take a break, get on holiday, be intimate, go places in intimate, smaller settings or just with your partner. This number is not a big crowd concert energy. If you find yourself at one of those places, you may find yourself for a limited period of time. When you're ready to go, go. I'm not saying don't go out and enjoy these big events, but you'll find that you prefer smaller, more quiet, more sedate, picnic in the park as opposed to a rock concert or something. Whatever's going on with you or ideas you've got, whether it be for you personally or your business, share with someone you trust. If you haven't quite worked out who that is yet, share with a journal, write it down, because these are important insights that are coming up for you. These are big ahas, big changes. You may not know it yet, but something is bubbling away. Something is, it's like the, numerology in the apple tree. It's like the 2 energy right now is below the surface and it's waiting to shoot up. The 3 is the shoot up, shoot out energy. So things are happening now inside. This month, express yourself, your true self. Take off the facade, take off the mask, express yourself. In doing so, you'll become an inspiration. I said you may become a mentor for someone. The more you be you, the more you make things happen, the more you're happy and charismatic, the more you become an inspiration and a motivator for others. The strongest energy we have is love. And when we love ourselves and it oozes out, we actually affect others. It's a month where you can attract things. You could attract people, new relationships. You could attract a promotion or new clients. So just know you've got this magnetic energy going on. Let's move on to June and the 4 energy. The 4 energy is lots of routine, much work, time to knuckle down, and it might feel limited, even boring. Are you in the right career path? Are you doing the right things? Is your relationship fulfilling you? This can all come up right now. You need to look at the foundations of all of these and work on them. See what's working and see what's not working. Outside work, also find time to work on your home, your garden, your relationships. I'm saying, is change brewing? Are your foundations strong or are they crumbling? This 4 energy that we have right now is about strong foundations. You know, if you've not been following numerology for years and this is like early days for you, you possibly don't know what's gone on before. And not all relationships are here forever. If we look at everything as a vehicle for our own growth, then we'll understand, yes, some relationships last a long time, some don't. Some careers last forever and some don't. It could be a whole 180-degree turn coming up, but you'll only know this as you go inside to find out what's lighting you up and what's pushing you out. Watch your finances. Make sure that they're still stable. If you're investing, I'll come back to this personal growth area. Reach out to the team at work or your partner at home. Start building something together. We're halfway through the year. The 7 energy has been giving you some answers. So now we're just making adjustments. It may still be small adjustments. Remember I said it's small steps for, it's small steps for the year energy, but also your success is just step forward all the time. Let's move on to July. July, the 5 energy. Expect the unexpected. Change is happening. Relax. Let go. Let go of holding on to things. Look, if it flies off, if it goes away, let it go. If it's meant to be, it will come back. Get in the now. You know what? Travel. I want you to do something different. Relocate if need be. Or if you do your work in the same place, go to a different cafe or a library or somewhere else. Get yourself into a different space this month. You may find yourself reconnecting with people from the past. You could feel scattered. You lack focus. I've said all these things are coming up, but it's like maybe it's really coming to the crunch time now of, well, this change needs to happen, or I'm about to make this change. Be mindful of commitments. If you've agreed to do something, do it. Deal with requests when they come up so that they're not laying there and you're being challenged for them later on. You want this change, and while change could be happening or it might not be happening, you may be avoiding things. Your wild side might come out and you might overindulge in a number of things. Be mindful of this. Make sure that you don't become addicted to anything, because the 5 energy is very much addictions, sex, drugs, rock and roll, affairs, whatever. You know, some people say to me, oh, your videos are very uplifting. And I've noticed that I put a few things in the other way. I can't explain all the positives, because if you hit a negative, you don't know what you're going to do with it. So just be mindful that you don't wander if your relationship is good. And if you're wondering your relationship's not good, then just go back and deal with the relationship before you wander. Or if it's just overindulging in eating or drinking, pull back, be mindful. Let's move on to August. August is the 6th energy. After blowing off steam last month, it's back to the calm, back to work, connecting with your work colleagues, your community, and your family. It's a time that could bring reward, and at the same time, the reward that may have been yours might go to somebody else. So just notice if somebody's taking credit for something that really is rightfully your credit. Find a way to diplomatically deal with this kind of thing. If it's like you're being overlooked, promotion isn't happening, question whether this company is really the right company for you, or this role is really the right role for you. If it was an accident, well, that's okay, it'll get sorted out. Owning what we have done and receiving credit is great for the morale. Sometimes if you just know it's good, but if you're after promotion, you do need other people to be aware. So I'm just saying that this could happen, not necessarily. It's a month of responsibility, to take responsibility of yourself, your family, your commitments, your agreements. It could be a month of financial gain, maybe not necessarily as an income at work, but it could be that you win something, or somebody comes up with a great idea that offers you a way of having something. Someone might invite you to stay. I mean, this is all a reward in some way. It's just not a monetary reward. So look out that rewards can come in different ways this month. Do spend some time with your family and your community. They need you. You may find that you are being called on to counsel someone, maybe a young child, maybe a sibling or a parent, somebody at work. If somebody comes to you this month, take it as a sign that you need to stop and listen, connect with them, help them solve it by giving them the tools and not necessarily fixing it for them. Let's move on to September. Now, September always gives us a double whammy of the year energy. You're in a personal year 7, and September is a 7 energy. Daydreams, headspace, wonderment, spiritual thoughts, self-analysis, self-awareness, self-worth, self-love, self. It's a lot about the self this month. It's really knowing who you are now and what it's about. You may not be totally there, but you'll be a lot further forward than what you was at the beginning of the year. You may receive insight. Things are beginning to come now. What's happening is this is all getting you ready for your next year, personal year 8 in 2021, reward and recognition. So take note of what is going on and what's coming your way. This month, more than any month, you will really want to have some time alone. Maybe go away on your own for a day and night, a retreat or something. And if you can't do that, get out and meditate, get out with nature. If you've got a dog, be the one that offers to walk it all the time. Find your space. It'll be really important that you do find your space. What's your vision? You know, I asked you right back in the beginning of this, where are you heading? Are you any wiser? Did you know where you were each month moving forward? What's coming up? You're feeling there's more to life than just this. But something inside you is feeling excited because you kind of feel like you're more aware of it now. The question or the thought is, it's not about existing, but living. It's not about surviving, but thriving. This is what the 7 energy is suggesting that you do. If your relationships are strong, they will deepen now. They'll probably go to a level of intimacy that you've never reached before. See, some things are good that I share about relationships. Let's move on to October before I get lost in some kind of thoughts there. So October always gives us a taster of the following year. I've already mentioned that your next year will be an 8. So this is an 8 energy, reward and recognition. Now, reward and recognition is always proportional to the work or the effort that you've put in. And there'll always be a reward of some kind. Now, it may not be what you want, but it's what you need. And the universe is always delivering what you need. So, on the material world, you could find that you're receiving an income, a raise, new business, some kind of award. If it feels like it's an accolade and up, that's great. If it feels like it's a little bit lower, ask the better questions. ask what it's really showing you. You know, I worked through some emotions before, anger, frustration, resentment, and I was beating myself up from these. But when I got it, oh my God, it was bigger than any pay rise I could have, because it altered my life, my perception of how I saw things and how I dealt with things from that point onwards. Watch your finances this month. 8 is finances in, finances out. So just watch your finances, get them in order. Now, November and December, they're like a test run, a trial for the year ahead. We repeat these energies again in January and February. So we might have this big vision for next year because it's the 8th year. And what we're doing is we're just going to go, we'll test this and we'll test that. And then next year, what works we'll carry on with, and what didn't we'll alter. So this is what we're doing. So November is bringing to you a 9 energy. Now, throughout the year, you've been evolving and sifting through things. This could be the time where maybe you release a job, you release habit, behavior, attitude, relationships, something. But it is a time to let go of what is not working, what's an out-of-date practice. We've gone more spiritual this year, and perhaps we look at things differently. You know, getting this year, next year being the 8th year, and being the material or the money or the physical year, is you'll be more successful when you learn to balance the spiritual with the material. So what is it that you need to let go of? Now, ego could be something here. Being driven by the ego is not the best way forward to be as successful as you can when you meet your 8th year. You're clearing out the old, ready for the new, and you're beginning to value more how you spend not just your money, but your time and your energy. The more in alignment we become, the more we're in the right place at the right time. And life feels more magical and perhaps easier, because now when challenges come, we don't see them as challenges and problems, we see them as opportunities. And opportunities always bring some form of excitement. Moving on to December. Now, December's the 1 energy, new beginning, fresh start. So you're feeling confident. It's well, first of all, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I've done that in all the other videos. I must do it now. Maybe it's time for promotion. You may have had promotion throughout the year. It may be now. Maybe now is end the old year and start the new year in a whole fresh new company, new job, new career path. Perhaps you've finished your studying and you're ready to move forward. Many people at this point, they've been working in corporate, and all of a sudden they switch to some form of healing or coaching or something because they've seen something. I was going to say seen the light, but it's not necessarily light, but they've seen something that's taken them forward. It's interesting. There could be some family challenges. Now, Christmas always comes around here, and have you ever noticed at Christmas when we return to our childhood home or family, we all seem to become teenagers and be treated like teenagers, and there's all this is going on. So there could be some challenges and conflicts that come up. You know what? If you become more spiritually aware, see if you can work through them without losing it. You'll love yourself more, your family will love you more, and you'll feel more connected for 2021. If you're single and you've sorted through everything, the chances are that you are ready now for a new relationship. But not just any relationship. You don't just want a partner. What you want now is someone to spiritually move forward with. I've recently had my personal year 7, and I have to say it was an amazing year. I feel that this could be an amazing year for you, because when you can realign yourself, if you can get back to your soul's path and your soul's destiny, then you'll find that you have got a designer lifestyle there waiting to be embraced. If you've liked this video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do, and press that notification bell as I put up more videos. If you've got a lot out of this video, understanding your year month on month, I've already mentioned to share it with your partner. Why not watch their personal year video also? The playlist for the personal years is in the link above. Introduce them to yours, send them theirs, and watch them together. Know where each person is. I've mentioned that there are other numbers. I've got a series called the Life Path series. Go check your life path out in the link above. If you know where your life is taking you, you can now better use this information that I've just shared. 2020 is going to be a fabulous year. The universe is slow, detailed and orderly, just perfect for this 7 energy that you've got. If you'd love to have more information, a reading, consultation or mentorship, do get in touch with me. I'd love to talk to you about it. Outside this, I'd love to see you in my future videos. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.